If you need to promote your band or business, or just want to stylize, personalize, or customize your ride, check out vid-decals.com. Want to create and customize your own stickers representing your band, or make your own bumper sticker? Vid Decals can do it. All stickers are printed on quality vinyl and can be placed on any flat surface. Stickers are an affordable way to promote your band or business. Go to vid-decals.com to get started. That's vid-decals.com. vid-decals.com.
RockstarLeatherworks.com is your home for badass rock and roll gear. Featuring 100% handmade leather bands, watches, cuffs, bracelets, and more, Rockstar Leatherworks has something for everybody. Whether you are going to the show or you are in it, you can find something to fit your needs. Choose from a variety of designs or create your own masterpiece. Their bands and watches are second to none. They also ship internationally. Who needs a stage to be a rock star? Check out RockstarLeatherworks.com.
Hi, this is Bobby Brown, and welcome to another fucking podcast.
You kids with your loud music and your Dan Fogelberg, your Zima, hula hoops, and Pac-Man video games, don't you see? People today have attention spans that can only be measured in nanoseconds.
See, son, old legends never die. They just lose weight.
Like a legend and an out-of-work bum with a lot of life.
Hello, you crazy dead fucker!
Party time!
Hello, Hollywood. Hello, world. Hello, my loyal minions. It is good to see you, and as always, good to be seen. My name is Izzy Presley, and welcome to another fucking podcast. It is good to be back. Had a fun couple weeks. Had a fun day just the other day out at Hair Nation Fest. We're going to talk about that a little bit. And, of course, Jeff LaBar will be joining. Of course, we all know him and love him from Cinderella. And we're going to catch up with Jeff, see what he's been up to over the past couple years. He's got some stuff going on. And I'm not going to lie. I fucking miss him. I miss talking to Jeff LaBar. He hasn't been on the show in a couple years. So I'm really kind of looking forward to this. And, of course, he's on the heels of his solo record that came out then. And just so much stuff going on with him. We got to get Jeff LaBar on here because, you know, he's one of my bros, and I miss him. So it's going to be good to talk to Jeff. The chat will be available. It's available right now. So if you're listening live on Spreaker, hit up that chat room on your computer type thing there, or what us guys call the porn box. Jump in and say hi. You can ask questions and do all that kind of good stuff too. And just tell us how you're feeling. Make sure you hit up the show on Facebook, facebook.com/another effing podcast. And, of course, my personal page, it's Izzy Presley 1. Catch up with everything that I am doing entertainment-wise. Like, for instance, every week I am lucky enough to host Soundcheck Live right here in Hollywood, a killer all-star jam put on by the almighty Ferlazzo every Wednesday night at Lucky Strike Live in Hollywood and Highland. I am lucky enough to host that each and every week. The amazing talent that we get every week is just unbelievable, and I get to be on stage with all these guys. And I'm not playing. I'm just talking and making fun of people and, doing what I do and introing people. But it's awesome. It's a blast. It's an honor to be a part of that each and every week. So if you are in Hollywood at any time in LA on a Wednesday, please stop down to Lucky Strike. No cover. Just come down and enjoy the show. Usually do like a guest curated set. A couple weeks ago, we had Gilby Clarke do that. We've had Jackson Brown do that. We've had Tracy Gunn. Brent Muscat. We've had a lot of cool people come down and do that. So it is a very, very, very good time. Hit me up on the Twitter machine, Izzy_Presley. I'm on my quest for 1 million followers. Moving in on 2,000. So, that's getting really close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Pat Fontaine, for that glorious, glorious laugh. What else do we got, folks? If you're listening on the playback on iTunes, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're listening on Spreaker, hit that follow button. So every time I go live with either this show or the new show that I do with Great Babu every Tuesday night, which is called Mindless Sports Babble, you notice, the Babu isn't really on this show each and every week like he was last year, last football season. And And this is our way just to kind of do it on a different platform, because I know there's some people that didn't really enjoy the sports part. They just want to hear the music stuff and hear the interviews and that kind of stuff. So I figured, fuck it, why not? I have the medium. Why not do another show with just the great Babu, and we can get all of our sports shit out of the way there. And I know there's a lot of you people that do enjoy it. But, so now you have the best of both worlds. You can get the kick-ass music shit that I talk about each and every week, or it's not always music on the show, as you always know. I mean, I've had porn stars on this show. I've had whatever. Just because I like hearing people's stories. But, no, we got the sports show, which is called Mindless Sports Battle. That is every Tuesday night here live on Spreaker with myself and the great Babu. If you want to support the show monetarily, you absolutely can. You absolutely can. Izzy.presley@gmail is your PayPal. This show is not free to put on. I will never charge for this show because, well, one, I don't have enough listeners to charge for it. Wait. Please, Pat Fontaine.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So if you want to donate to the show, it would be awesome. I would love it. I really, really would love it. You don't have to, but, it costs money to do this. The gear wasn't free. The computer wasn't free. The internet's not free. The Spreaker thing isn't free. I mean, it could be, but then I only get like 5 hours worth of stuff, and now I'm able, the way I'm doing it, what I pay, it's like, I got like 500 hours, but you got to pay for it, and that's all good. It's all good. So if you want to contribute, you absolutely can. So not yesterday was Sunday, I believe. So Saturday, I was lucky enough to go to Hair Nation Fest out at Irvine Meadows, and I had an absolute blast. I got to hang out with the Ginger. And my buddy Tony, my buddy Tony, who has this company. I'm going to give him a quick little plug. It's called the Rockwood Saloon. He makes rock and roll clothes, T-shirts, all that kind of stuff for a lot of big name people, and he sells it to you directly. Does custom pants, does all that kind of cool shit. Check out the Rockwood Saloon on Facebook. One of my good buddies. Very, very, very cool gear. And Hair Nation Fest was fun. It was a good time. Got to see a lot of old friends. A lot of you people from the Monsters of Rock cruise that may be listening. Speaking of the Monsters of Rock cruise, I'm going to get into this for a second before we get back into Hair Nation. If you are coming to the pre-party, get ready, because it is going, well, the first pre-party at least, because my band, ACK, a tribute to Ace Frehley, is going to be doing, well, Kiss Alive 1, front to back, all-star jam style. We have a lot of great names lined up already. Tracy Guns is going to play. Gilby Clark is going to play. Just so many great people. Of course, my band is Chad Stewart from Faster Pussycat, Johnny Martin, who just played with LA Guns with Tracy at Hair Nation Fest, which was awesome, and Barry Pointer, who recorded with Methods Mayhem. So we got a lot of great people coming down to jam for that. It's going to be a great, great time. That is Thursday the 29th. So if you weren't able to get tickets, I'm sorry, but it's sold out. It's sold out. So it's going to be a great, great show. And we got some surprise guests up our sleeve, too. So we will see what happens. But yeah, Hair Nation Fest was a fucking blast. Pussycat ruled, as they always do. Got to watch Kicks from the side of the stage as well. They were fucking great. And the big reunion, the Phil Lewis, Tracy Guns, LA Guns reunion was fucking awesome. Michael Grant, who's in the current version of LA Guns, was along with Tracy. And if you heard his interview on this show, you would know that we talked about that. It's like, well, I mean, would you want to do it if Tracy was, and he's like, fucking absolutely. And it's just kind of ironic that we talked about that a year ago and it happened. It fucking happened. And it was awesome. Because, look, I'll be turning 44 next month. And you should all come to Hollywood for that party, by the way. It's going to be cool. I can't spill any beans about it, but it's going to be cool. Wednesday, October 19th. Where was I just going with this? Yeah, I mean, that was my year. I'm going to be 44, and I never got to see LA Guns with Tracy. And it was fucking awesome. I mean, I love LA Guns. I love this version of LA Guns. But seeing it with Tracy was something special. It really was. It was fucking awesome. They just killed it. Johnny Martin played bass. Walter Eno played keys. I can't remember who was on drums, but that was badass. That was really, really fucking cool. And, you know, you got one of those all-day festivals. You got so many bands playing. It's like you can't really see everybody because, you know, you're walking around a lot. Fucking I was hanging out backstage a lot, too, just because, you know, that's what happens when you go to these things and you have that access, which I'm very, very grateful for. So yeah, we had a good time, had a fucking blast, hit the Rainbow afterwards, and then went home and slept like a fucking rock. 12 hours in the sun, you get a little bit tired. You know, there's beer on top of it and people making you drink and all that kind of good stuff. Hey, speaking of the other sponsor, Dead Threads. Well, why haven't I heard the Dead Threads commercial? Because I haven't cut a new Dead Threads commercial because it's not Dead Threads anymore. It's Sass Pants Designs. So find her on Facebook. My friend Melissa, killer job. This is for you gals mostly. She takes like old rock shirts and turns them into like tube top dresses and tank tops and very, very sexy and sultry stuff for all you gals. Very, very cool stuff. So, yeah, check her out on Facebook. Hit her up. I think I tagged her in the post from yesterday. So, going to take a short little break here, and we will be right back with the one and only Jeff LaBar.
If you need to promote your band or business, or just want to stylize, personalize, or customize your ride, check out vid-decals.com. Want to create and customize your own stickers representing your band, or make your own bumper sticker? Vid Decals can do it. All stickers are printed on quality vinyl and can be placed on any flat surface. Stickers are an affordable way to promote your band or business. Go to vid-decals.com to get started. That's vid-decals.com. vid-decals.com.
RockstarLeatherworks.com is your home for badass rock and roll gear. Featuring 100% handmade leather bands, watches, cuffs, bracelets, and more, Rockstar Leatherworks has something for everybody. Whether you are going to the show or you are in it, you can find something to fit your needs. Choose from a variety of designs or create your own masterpiece. Their bands and watches are second to none. They also ship internationally. Who needs a stage to be a rock star? Check out RockstarLeatherworks.com. All right, and we were back. Joining me, Jeff LaBar. Are you there, friend?
I am here.
All right, I can kind of hear you, kind of so good.
You can't hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. I can hear you. It's just a little thing on.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. There's one thing I got to do here. This will change it. So just keep talking. How you doing? We haven't talked in a while.
I understand. You got to fix your shit.
Yeah, you know, you thought I would have had it fixed ahead of time, but you know that would have like required work.
One would think.
Right. So how you doing? I'm sorry for busting into your football game.
I know, right? It's like the Eagles are in the red zone too.
Oh,
don't even bother. They're kicking a field goal.
Yeah, but hey, at least you get to watch it while you're talking to me.
Yeah, right.
Right. Well, you're a big sports guy. You're a big Philly guy. You're out in Nashville. Have you latched on to the Nashville teams?
Yeah, you know, I'm interested in the Titans. Hockey, not so much. I grew up a hockey fan. I played hockey as a kid. But I lost interest in it when I moved to Nashville. When I moved to Nashville, there were no professional sports teams.
Right.
Put it that way. The front page of the sports was like the Vols. I was like, what the fuck is a Vol? So,
right.
You know, I had to learn about college football, the SEC, moving here. You know, and it wasn't until after I moved here that the Houston Oilers moved here, became, you know, the Tennessee Titans, and they got a hockey team. And I'd go to a hockey game, and they would have to like explain the rules on the jumbotron. I was like, okay, this is special. But yeah, I you know, basically play fantasy football. Follow all the teams.
Well, it kind of shocks me not being a hockey guy because you grew up in Philly and you had the Broad Street Bullies.
Totally. That's why I was a hockey guy. I was a hockey guy when I was a kid. When I was a teenager, I played ice hockey. And I excelled at it until I broke my ankle. I broke my ankle when I was like 15, you playing hockey, and on top of the fact, I played football too. But all the kids got bigger than me. They all started getting bigger than me, and I went home and played my guitar. And it turned out that was a good idea.
Right.
Go ahead. Huh?
I said, go ahead.
Oh no! That's just that was a good idea. That I went home and played the day that I broke my ankle, I think I was 15, and my mom dragged me off the ice, or helped me off the ice, and took me to the hospital. Turns out I had a broken ankle. I was like, you know what, Mom? The kids are getting bigger than me, and I can't play football anymore because I'm too small. Hockey, apparently not. And I think I'm just going to go home and play my guitar. She said, that's a good idea.
Right. Keep down on those medical things.
Right.
It's funny because I quit playing hockey. I quit after sports. I think when Pee Wee started, that's when they started checking. And I was such a pussy that I quit because they started checking.
Oh, I love the checking part until, like I said, everyone got way bigger than me.
Right. Well, then you have to be the crafty, quick, small guy.
Yeah, I was. I was the quick little guy. Even into high school, I would play street hockey, or I even played roller hockey. When rollerblading hockey came into play, I did that too. And it was like neighborhood hockey, which was way rougher.
Oh, right, because there's no refs out there.
Yeah. Oh, totally. We had gangs. We had gangs in Upper Darby. Upper Darby is just outside of Philadelphia. It's like a dank suburb of Philadelphia, West Philly, and we had roller hockey teams and street hockey teams that were just brutal because they were gangs. They were formed out of gangs that that were rivals in
Jesus.
life,
Jesus.
And we took it out on each other, when Upper Darby put down an actual hockey rink. It was like a roller hockey rink.
Uh-huh.
In the down at the rec center. I was like, I think they meant that for kids to play and all, but the rival gangs in the area took over and formed hockey teams, and yeah, it got brutal.
Yeah, I didn't know you rolled with gangs when you were a kid.
I'm sorry, what?
I didn't know you rolled with gangs when you were a kid.
Well, it wasn't like the gangs that you see these days, popping a cap, toting nines and shit.
Right.
It wasn't like that. Back then, it was just little rivalries. It was different areas of my neighborhood that basically just formed their own little gangs and had to prove they were tough and had to party the most, had to drink the most, had to, fuck the most women,
right?
And usually the thing that caused conflict was chicks crossing gang lines.
Oh boy.
You got with someone else's chick from another hood. Yeah, not so much. And that was the extent. I'm talking about the 70s, early 80s.
Right, right.
I'm talking about the late 70s, early 80s. I'm giving up my age here and stuff, but it was all fun. I look back on it, and I Facebook has even brought me back together with some of these people.
Oh, really?
People. Yeah, people from high school, and then people from other gangs, or they were basically just other neighborhoods in Upper Darby.
Right.
They were just specific to one neighborhood I hung with was called the Wall. Mm-hmm. Another neighborhood was called the Lane. Another neighborhood was Bywood. I could go on, and they were within walking distance of each other. But I have no idea how we got onto this subject.
It all starts with hockey.
But
it all goes back to hockey.
It did. It all culminated into hockey. from these different neighborhoods in Upper Darby.
Right.
So it all like eventually led to competition in ice, in like roller hockey.
Right. Well, yeah, it's funny because it's like, trying to explain to people what it's like. Because I grew up outside of Minneapolis, and it's like hockey is such a big part of our life up there.
Yeah.
Because we're basically South Canada, so in the wintertime, what are we doing? We're outside playing hockey.
Right. Right. No, I was doing the same thing when I was a kid. We were out front. It was before the internet. It was before cable TV.
Yep.
we were out front playing hockey, man, and we were doing commentation and everything. Even it was just me and my neighbor, my next door neighbor, who kid friend,
Right.
just me and him. We would take turns playing goalie, and then we do commentation. And it was always, Philadelphia Flyers. Rick McLeish comes down, pass it to Bobby Clark, score! His shoot score! We would just take turns, shooting and playing goalie.
Yeah, it's like I had a neighbor that we did that too, but it's like mostly during the summer we'd play baseball every day, and we'd have ghost runners, and I'd usually be the Twins or the Braves, and it was fun. It was just it's what you did as a kid.
Absolutely. It's funny because when I was a kid, my parents never thought to put me in Little League. Mm-hmm. They just never thought to put me into sports until I got to junior high school when they offered it. So when I played baseball as a kid, it was the neighborhood kids. We went down the park, and we never had enough kids to play a game. It was just like, somebody goes up the bat and you all go out in the field. Right. We just take turns batting and hitting them out in the field and fielding them. We never really got to play games. So I never got to play baseball in school. I tried wrestling. I tried soccer, both of which I hated.
I can see the soccer.
Until I landed on track, which I excelled at, and football. And in my school district. So I did that outside of school.
So you were kind of like the Danny Zuko of Philadelphia, rolling with the street gangs, and all of a sudden you joined the track team. I can always make a Grease reference about something.
Danny Zuko, that's awesome.
So you went back to school.
I'm back in school right now. Yeah.
I know.
It's funny. It's funny because I didn't finish high school.
Really?
You know what I did? I partied my way through 10th grade, which was my first year in high school. Back then it was junior high school, not middle school. Mm-hmm. It was junior high school was 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Okay.
And I was and I was a fucking star, in junior high school. And I got to my big-ass Upper Darby High School, and I got lost in the shuffle. All I did was party in 10th grade, and I failed. I had to do 10th grade again. I had to do it over again when all my friends, they went to 11th grade. So when I made it to 12th grade, all my friends were gone. I had a few friends, that stuck around.
Right.
But all my friends were gone by the time I was a senior. And it was my extra year. And I made it about a half a year. I hated going to school. My mom hated waking me up in the morning. She finally said, "You got to get out." And I did. I got out. I got out of the house. I got out of school. And so I didn't make it. So this was like I was supposed to be class 81, then 82. Finally took my GED in 83. So, yeah, now I'm back in school at 53 years old.
How has that been so far for you? I know we were kind of chatting about it, a couple weeks ago, and you're like, fuck, I don't know how to use the computers. And how's it going?
Yeah, the computer stuff is the hardest part, which is funny because, it's also the hardest part for everybody else. I was like, I'm taking notes with a pen and notebooks.
Right.
And every class I go to, the teachers are having trouble pulling up what they need to pull up on the screen, and the computer is always jammed up, and I'm like, okay, so it's not just me.
Right.
But everything has to be submitted online. Like all my essays, all my projects that aren't oral in front of the class have to be presented online. So what I did was I went to the Art Institute here in Nashville. Now the Art Institute is all over the country. I used to actually teach a course at the Art Institute in Philadelphia. I just guested teaching sound recording, and so when this opportunity came up at the Art Institute here in Nashville to go to culinary school, I was like, oh yeah, I'm down. So I'm this week coming up is the end of my first quarter. I have final exams tomorrow for psychology. Yeah, I need psychology. Believe it or not, I need psychology for culinary.
Right.
So I got final exams tomorrow for culinary, as well as I just submitted my 2 journal topics, and I don't even need to explain that, but and then I have my first 2 courses were psychology of success and public speaking. Okay, so I have a public speaking project due this week, and then I'm done my first quarter, and it looks like my second quarter is going to be English and 2 other classes that I have no idea what they are.
And you have to do all that before you actually get in the
Foundations
kitchen.
and fundamentals of something.
You have to do all that before you actually get in the kitchen.
Apparently. I thought I was going to get in the kitchen in October, but I got 3 more classes that I'm not sure what they are. But yeah, I have to take, because it's an associate's program. I'll come out with a degree. It's a 2-year associate's program, and so I have to take gen ed classes, general education classes first.
Right.
Apparently.
So, what is your plan? I mean, after you graduate, are you going to be, looking for a place in a restaurant? Are you going to be like doing a food truck thing? I mean, what's your idea?
Well, I plan to become a chef. I'm already a cook.
Right.
I'm already a cook. I cook at home, and I've had a couple jobs as a cook, but I want to do more than that. Mm-hmm. The guitar playing thing was fun. I had a friggin' blast. But I'm getting too old to do that. 60-year-old guy prancing around on stage. No, not so much.
Yeah.
It's not something I want to see myself doing.
Right.
Even though I'm wearing my age well.
Right, absolutely.
Even though it's a young man's game, and at the point I am in my career, when I'm doing like side projects, I still get to do a lot of studio work.
Oh, okay.
I still get paid to do studio work. I still get royalties from Cinderella. So I still enjoy playing music, jamming with my friends at parties and stuff. Like I said, studio work. But at the point when I'm not touring with Cinderella and I'm touring with other bands or my solo project, it's in a van with a trailer, humping your own gear,
right,
till 4 a.m, getting drunk until I'm stupid, and I can't wake up the next morning and do it all over again. It's too hard. This is too hard,
Yeah,
I've done it for over 30 years, and I had a blast doing it. So, but I really enjoy cooking, which I got into in the past, I don't know, 10 or so years, you know. And I get with my mom of recipes, although she doesn't have recipes. I just cook with her.
Right.
Just throw stuff in, you know, the way old ladies do. But no, I just got into it, you know, and I do it on a daily basis. I do it for my family, my wife Debbie, and our nephew Caleb lives with us, and he has a job now. He's 19. He has a job now. So I make them food. I cook for them. I make their lunches when they go to work, you know, and I enjoy doing that. So, you know, Debbie was like, hey, why don't you get a job doing it? I did that. I got another job doing it. And then this opportunity came up to go to school. And I was like, yeah, I'm doing that. You know, I look forward to becoming a chef. The answer to your question is that.
Okay.
In 2 years, I look forward to becoming a chef. And with that, do what I can. You know, either, you know, working in a restaurant as a chef, doing a food truck. I would love to do that. Open my own restaurant. Yeah, totally. That's all in the. It's you know, all in my future hopes.
How is the food truck scene out there in Nashville? Because obviously out here in LA, you got taco trucks on every fucking corner. Then you go downtown, and there's like all these fusion trucks and yada yada yada. It's just getting fucking ridiculous. I mean, what's the food truck scene like in Nashville?
Well, it's pretty much the same as any big city. Now, granted, Nashville's not a big city. It's growing. It's actually growing. It's outgrowing its square footage, square mileage. It's actually, I mean, Nashville is like ridiculously growing. But yeah, there's food trucks in every major city. I grew up in Philadelphia, and the food trucks downtown were awesome, even on the outskirts of town. And where I grew up, there was a pizza shop. There was a pizza, hoagie, cheesesteak shop on every street corner. So, you know, yeah, food truck is definitely an option, you know, an option that I'm looking at because, you know, I watch a lot of the cooking shows. I watch, you know, the Food Network, Cooking Channel, whatever, and they do features on food trucks, and some food trucks have some excellent food.
Yes.
And specialty food, you know. I was like, you know, I'd like to specialize in my mother's cooking.
There you go.
You know, let's call it Junko's. my mom's Japanese.
Oh,
her name is Junko.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, and that's where I got my love for cooking, and because of the things she made with me growing up. When I was growing up, I had a Japanese mom who barely spoke English, and everything she made was awesome. So as I got older, and I'd go to when I started to like eat over at my friend's house, I'd be like, ew. You know, it's like, oh, it's potato salad. It was like, it doesn't taste like my mom's potato salad. You know, I was like, ew. You know, I later found out it's because they put relish in it.
Right.
You know, simple things like that, and like a sleepover. Like, they'd serve me breakfast in the morning. I'd be like, pass the soy sauce. They're like, what? Wait, we don't have soy sauce. I was like, you don't put soy sauce on your eggs? You know, it was shit like that, you know?
Right.
You know, so, yeah, that was little things. And as I got older, I was like, oh, I get it. You know, my mom, being from another country, she did the best she could, and she interpreted American food, you know, in her Asian way.
Right.
So I was like, oh, yeah. So ever since then, I've been making food that way, and you know, like I said, making and preparing food that way. And kind of expecting food to taste a certain way.
Right.
Or enjoying food that way, you know.
Right.
And I've since as an adult, you know, served food to my friends, coworkers, family, and cooked with my mom, you know, and everybody seems to dig it. So, you know, I learned how to cook, you know. My mom taught me how to roll sushi.
Oh, wow.
And do tempura. I do tempura. I do like panko chicken, panko shrimp, stuff like that. So those are just some of the Asian things that I know how to do. But I also know how to bring some Asian flavors to American food, like my mom, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, there you got a little you got a little fusion gimmick going on there, which would be perfect for the, you know, one of those food truck things. And then you don't have to worry about having a brick. Yeah, you wouldn't have to worry about having a brick and mortar place and all the overhead on it. You just got a fucking truck. You go out there and you do it, and then if sometime the phone rings and you have to go on tour, there you go. You know.
Yeah. Plus, I enjoy doing it. You know,
yeah.
I enjoy it almost as much as I did. You know, I can't, you know, totally say.
Right.
That's as much fun as being a rock star.
Right.
But, but I enjoy it very much on a daily basis. It's, you know, it doesn't take a lot out of me. You know, I've had such a great time playing guitar for a living in Cinderella. And it was a blast. And I feel blessed to have been able to do it for a living. Which I never thought, I never thought I'd be able to do. But.
Have you been recognized at school? Does anybody there know who you are?
Oh my God, they're all like 18 and 19 years old.
Well, right, but you got your teachers, and I mean, you think somebody would go, "Oh fuck, I know who that is."
Yeah, it's come up. It's definitely come up, especially when I have to give oral presentations. You know, in the classes that I have so far, you know, one of the psychology, and we have to write like essays and, you know, about our lives.
Right.
So it's definitely come up, you know. But you know, they're not impressed. Most of them are like, oh yeah, he's old. He's an old guy. Played in one of those old bands, and that's it. They don't treat me any different.
Right.
Actually, they treat me like an old guy. Like, you know, I mean, you know, like in between classes, they all go out and smoke and stuff like that. Like I quit smoking a few years ago. You know, if I still smoked, I could probably hang with the youngsters.
Right.
But you know, they really don't treat me any different. It's refreshing. I dig it. You know,
that's cool.
They don't treat me like the old guy. They don't treat me like a rock star. They just treat me like a fellow student, really, which is nice.
Right. They just don't come up to you randomly and go, I saw pictures of your hair or anything like that?
Every now and then, yeah. every now and then one of the kids asks me for an autograph for his dad.
Wow. How does that make you feel?
You know, it doesn't make me feel anyway. It makes me feel like, oh yeah, I understand. Your dad's a fan. You know, it doesn't make me feel one way or another.
Right.
You know, it was like, you know, I figured, you know, when this one kid came up to me and was like, yeah, my dad's a fan, I was like, oh, yeah, that happens.
Yeah, I suppose, you know, you put out all those records and play in front of fucking how many thousands, millions of people. I mean, it's going to fucking happen eventually.
Mm-hmm. What's funny was this one kid is dressed in total, I'm not sure what the specific term is, but he's totally dressed in like a priest robes. He's dressed in like Catholic, what do you call them? The robes.
You know, I should know this from 10 years of Catholic school. but I don't.
Okay, but he's totally dressed up, and every day at school he's dressed up in these robes, you know. And there's another guy in my class who's like probably 40, you know. So I'm not the only old guy.
Right.
You know, every time he walks into the class, he's like, "Father," because he's studying to be a priest.
Oh, gotcha. He does.
So.
It's not like he wishes he was a ghost or something. He's actually trying to be a priest.
Yes.
Very well. Well, you know, you're actually getting that psychology course is actually going to help out if we ever do this reality show we talked about. You know, LaBar at the bar.
Right.
Which could be very, very fucking entertaining.
Oh my god. Did we talk about that?
Yeah. I think a little bit.
Okay.
I think that day that we spent at the airport, it was me, you, and Luis from Heavy Mellow. I think that's when the idea came up.
You know, most of the time we have ever spent together in person, we were drunk.
Yeah.
Of course, you know that.
Yeah, of course I know that. my liver knows that as well.
I don't know if your listeners know our history together.
Well, people want to know. Basically, we got to know each other on a run. It was Monsters of Rock Cruise, Moody Blues Cruise, and Cruise to the Edge. And Jeff was on there with Chief Thrill.
On all three of them.
For all three of them, along with Eric Brittingham and Troy Patrick Farrell and Brandon Gibbs, who I just drove to the airport yesterday. Him and his mom and his wife, or his girlfriend, or whatever.
Who was his wife?
His girlfriend.
Who's his girlfriend?
I can't horrible with names. I fucking forgot already. Brandon, if you're listening, I apologize.
Yeah, I don't really care anyway.
So we spent a lot of time together.
You just took them to the airport from where?
From Hollywood. I had just spent all day at the Hair Nation Festival out in Irvine. And I think I got home about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I think I fell asleep about 4. I had to pick him up at 8. So it was basically drop him off and go right back to bed. But hey, you know, you make a commitment to a friend, you stick to it, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
hey, I don't know. Good for you, man.
Yeah,
good for you for being a good friend.
Well, that's how I roll. That's that Minnesota nice in me. What can I say?
Yeah, I wouldn't have fucking done it for him.
Well, you want me to pick him up, and it was like at the airport on Friday, and it was in the afternoon, and from where I live, with no traffic, it takes about 20 minutes. With rush hour traffic, it would have been 2 hours. I'm like, yeah, man, I can't help you today. I'm sorry. I'll take you back on Sunday, no problem, but I can't help you today. Oh, Luis Villegas just chopped in from Heavy Mellow. He says hi.
Oh, I love him.
Oh, I do too. So I have to talk about it. Because obviously people are going to want to know what's going on your end. With Cinderella, obviously Tom's been out, doing his solo thing, and there's been some things popping up here and there, like it's on definite hiatus. There's internal problems. I think Eric had said that he's one of the reasons that there are internal problems. And you don't have to get too candid about it, but what is going on? I mean, has there been talks? Has there been any rumblings about you guys actually doing something again?
How many people listen to your show?
Right now live, I can tell you how many people I have live.
You can tell me right now? Like, you can see that on your screen?
I can see it on my screen. I have 57 people listening right now, but when it's
57?
when it's all said and done, after the replays and the downloads and all that stuff, and if Blabbermouth or somebody picks it up and talks about the interview, shit. I mean, last time we did it, we were at almost 2,000 listens.
Well, if I give you something juicy, Blabbermouth and everybody else will pick it up.
Right, absolutely.
I'm sorry, my cat is trying to attack me.
You were having problems. You were having problems with cats.
Okay, you heard about the cat situation, right?
Yes. I didn't tell anybody about the cat situation, but you told me about the cat situation.
Yeah, I was in the hospital for 3 days. this cat. All our cats are rescues or strays.
Mm-hmm.
So this last stray that I picked up, she was friggin' mess. Chewed up, beat up, 5 pounds, scrawny, dirty. I fixed her all up. Ouch! Oh, stop it. I fucking cleaned her all up, vet, like $2,000 later. She's all like healthy and fucking patched up and all. But she can't get along with other cats. She hates cats. Which we have other cats.
Mm-hmm.
So she has to live in our bedroom. And I have a separate cat box in our bathroom and her food and all that stuff. She lives in our bedroom. And she loves me to no end. I have never had an animal live for me like this cat. Until I sit in bed and watch football and talk to Izzy Presley. Now she wants to chew on me. First she tastes me. She licks my arm, then she starts biting. Well, a couple weeks ago, she tries to get out the door. I'll go out into the living room from my bedroom, and she tries to get out. Well, she got past me once, and she'll attack the other cats. So she got past me, and I grabbed her by the back of the neck, like you're supposed to, except for I grabbed her too low, and she twisted her head around and just locked in, bit my left hand index finger knuckle, locked in, bit me to the bone.
Right.
Okay. I had homework to do that day. So I went and did my homework and watched my hand just balloon up.
Yeah, you said.
And and my wife was like, halfway through the day, my wife was like, maybe you should go to the hospital. I was like, I still got homework to do. She's like, okay. I was like, yeah, I'll go. When I'm done my homework, I have to, do my essays, submit them online on Sunday nights, and, I'll go afterwards. Well, afterwards, she made dinner, and then I totally fell asleep. I totally fell asleep on my recliner. I woke up in the middle of the night, and fucking, eventually, 5 o'clock in the morning, I had a catcher's mitt at the end of my arm, and I drove myself to the hospital. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna have to admit you." I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, "Oh yeah, you're jammed up." They're like, "Oh, you're all fucked up." So 3 days in the hospital from this fucking cat.
Jesus.
Oh, and my wife Debbie is like, "Yeah, she's got to go." I think nobody's going to take her. She hates other cats. It's the only way that anyone could have her is if they were single, no kids,
right,
and no other pets.
Right.
I was like, I don't know anyone like that. So I was like, and on top of the fact, I still love this fucking pain in the ass.
Right. 'Cause that's how it goes.
So now she's I'm in the bedroom because my wife and my nephew are out in the living room watching, the new fall season. and I'm watching football, and this pain in the ass cat is scratching my TV. When she's not biting me, she's scratching my TV.
You know how it is with cats, though. It's like they pretend like they love you, but they're actually always plotting on how they can kill you.
Right, I know. Sometimes I wake up and she's like just sitting on my chest, trying to suck my soul out of me.
Much like a woman.
Oh.
Hey, I said that. You did
said
not.
that. I didn't.
I said that.
Man.
You didn't.
Say
You
that.
didn't. So.
I didn't say it.
All right. So to get back to the case in point, what I was asking, and one, no, I am not searching for headlines here.
What were you asking me? Something about Cinderella.
Yeah. What is going on? I mean, you don't have to give me anything juicy. I don't care about that. I just want to know from your point of view what's happening. Obviously, like I said, Tom stopped doing his and that was it. And Eric had, he did an interview with Mitch LaFon. He was talking about how there's still some internal stuff that's going on, and he thinks that he's the basis of that. I just kind of want to know what's going on from your end. I mean, if there has been any talk about anything, or if it's just on definite hiatus, or if it's done.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea. I don't
answer.
talk to any of them anymore. Or let's put it this way, they don't talk to me.
Okay.
I have to approach this diplomatically.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I know in my own mind. I know in my own mind what's up, but I'm not really. Oh, jeez, I'm sorry. My whole fantasy football team just decided to text me, and it's like coming up, and it's my text tone is the Law and Order. Dun, dun. So while I'm trying to answer you, that's what's going on in my ear. And it's all fantasy football shit.
Of course it is.
So, yes, Tom decided to go solo. Well, first of all, he just decided to put out a solo record.
Okay.
And he kept it a secret from us. And at the end of our last tour, our manager, Law and Order, because everybody in my fantasy football league wants to text right now. So at the end of our last tour, our tour manager took us aside and said, "Look, Tom didn't want to put this out there while we were on tour. He didn't want to distract from the tour, but he's putting out a solo record." I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's cool." And the same tour manager came to me and said, "It's time for you to do the same." Like, Tom's been working on this solo record for at that time it was over 10 years,
right.
And it stemmed from Cinderella demos, Cinderella Sony demos, when we got a Sony record deal in the early 2000s, and we demoed like 5 or 6 songs, and then Sony dumped John Kolodner, who had signed us to his label that never happened, basically.
Okay.
He was trying to bring back like all these 80s bands and revitalize, and it didn't work, basically. Some new guy came into Sony and just cleaned house. So all our demos were scrapped. Record deal was null and void. A lawsuit ensued, and we ended up paying more to fight the lawsuit than we would have made.
Right.
Way more. We would have made money on a settlement, but we ended up owing money to fight the man.
Right.
Okay, I'm trying to choose my words carefully.
No, and that's fine.
But anyway, Tom turned this into his 10-year project to make a solo record, which was awesome. I'm actually on it.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, and after it came out, I'm on one song. I'm on Mood Elevator. Okay. It was just one guitar track that he kept when he was redoing the song.
Okay.
That he really liked of mine, and he told me, and took me out to dinner for my birthday, and and all was good, So, but I don't know. Over the course of time, he has become, he's become more happy with his solo band. I believe not so much with. It's tough. I'm going to say.
I'm not trying to get you to say anything that's going to get you in hot water with anybody. I wouldn't.
Well,
I would never do that.
Well, we all made a pact a long time ago to not continue Cinderella if one of us drops out. I mean, and I think he's going to stick to that. I don't talk to him anymore, so I don't really know for a fact. But we all did make a pact not to do it if it wasn't the four of us, and it's not the four of us anymore. I mean, Fred's making a hell of a living,
right?
way better than Cinderella ever did, doing music for TV and movies and stuff like that, you know. And his wife is doing commercials, acting in commercials, and you know, and Eric is now playing. Eric has kept on going. Me and Eric have played in quite a few side bands.
Yeah. Cheap Thrill.
Kept ourselves busy, you know. But now he's playing with Brett Michaels, and I'm kind of over it. You know, I'm kind of over it, and like I told you, you know, going to culinary school. But you know, I believe it's probably. Oh my God! I'm sorry, my fantasy football team still jamming me up on my phone. But I can only speculate, but I believe it's all my fault. You know, I think, you know, this is just between me and you, Eddie.
Me, you, and 57 other people for now.
Yeah, right. Until you know, Blabbermouth picks it up or something.
Right.
You know, that I said, that Jeff LaBar said, oh, it's all his fault. But, you know, it probably is. You know.
How so?
Well, giving you quite an exclusive, but, you know, it's no secret that I've had a drinking problem.
Yep.
You know? And you know, it showed its ugly face on one of those boats.
Yeah. Which
so you know, that's what I guess that's what caused a rift. We've all gotten along so well, and like over the years, I've never had a long relationship, and none of us have. You know, over 30 years, we've all gotten along every single day. Like, almost never argued with each other. When I fell out on one of those cruise ships in front of everybody, like, basically OD'd, that's when the band, and mostly Tom, took notice and was like, what the fuck?
Right.
So they sent me to rehab. I did the rehab. I did extra rehab. And Tom was basically my champion. Paid for quite a bit of it. And so I did an extra month on Tom's dime, and came out a better man. But I only stayed sober for a year. I got off painkillers that I was addicted to because of my hip surgery.
Yep.
Yeah, I had a hip replacement, and you know, everybody was anxious to give me painkillers.
Right.
You know, which I needed, but you know, I took it too far, being, you know, a partying guy.
Right.
You know, so, you know, I got off the painkillers, but a year sober alienated me from everybody around me. Everybody I was hanging with, everybody I was working with, including you. You know, being sober in front of people drinking sucked.
Oh, I can imagine.
on top of the fact that I suffer from anxiety, you know, part of the reason I drink is so I can walk out of my house and deal with the public. And it's always been that way. But, you know, so I went back to drinking. And some people were not a fan. And maybe took it personal.
Which is understandable. How are you doing now?
No, I'm not. What's that?
How are you doing now?
I'm fine. I'm going to school.
Well, right.
What do you mean?
Right.
How am I doing?
Are you sober now, or are you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not. Which is the problem?
Oh, gotcha.
You know,
Gotcha.
which is probably the problem.
Gotcha.
Like I said, I can only speculate because I don't talk to the other guys anymore. I talk to Fred every now and then. I actually talked to him. He actually called me while I was in the hospital. But yeah, Fred's all proud of me going back to school. You know, Eric lives 20 minutes from me. You know, we don't talk. We haven't talked lately.
Right.
But Eric and I have been the most consistent of all my bandmates throughout the past 32 years. It's just Tom and I that don't talk anymore. And I can only speculate that he's very disappointed and doesn't want to see me die. He doesn't want to witness me dying. And this is all speculation, and I can't wait to see the sound bites or the quotes that are taken from this.
Right. Well, I tell you what, I'm not going to write a press release. I'll let anybody do whatever the fuck they want and run with it, but I am not writing a press release.
Yeah, but they probably will.
Right.
You know, other websites or other podcasts or you know, we'll probably take parts of this. But you know, I understand.
Well, you know what? This is the thing.
It is what it is.
You're being, but this is the thing, Jeff. You're being honest about all this, and I think your fans respect that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm trying to clear the air with you.
Well, I don't want to see you die.
No, I'm not trying to die.
No, I know. I know you're not.
I drink a few beers. I'm in school all day.
Yeah,
so I'm not drinking.
Right, right.
I'm being responsible.
Right.
I'm actually getting A's. I'm actually getting straight A's.
That's
in school.
Awesome.
But when I come home, I chill out with a couple beers. I go to bed early. I'm usually in bed by 9 or 10. Next semester I'm in class at 8 a.m. 8 a.m.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'm being responsible.
Yeah, that's the thing though. There's a difference between having a couple beers and sitting down on your chair and watching the news with a cold beer in your hand, like old men do, and drinking yourself to sleep every night. There's a big difference there, and I can understand how that's easy, just to do that now because you have these responsibilities of school and everything. But what's to say what happens if you got on the road?
Yeah, exactly. I got to be honest with you. It was the touring that fed my appetite for partying.
Right.
All the way back. All the way back to the 80s.
Right.
That led to. Because I have a history. It's not just this past issues.
Right.
I have a history of drinking and cocaine. It was the 80s. Cocaine fucking abuse. Yep. In the 90s it was heroin.
Yep.
I went through every cliche phase that a rock star could go through. It just wasn't highly publicized. I was arrested. I went to rehab. I did all the things Motley Crue did. I just didn't, publicize it.
Right. Well, and that was back in the day when
Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses all wrapped into one.
Yeah, but that was also back in the day. There was no social media, there was no websites, and there was nobody that was reporting on this. I mean, they weren't talking about this in Circus and Metal Edge. They never talked about that kind of stuff. It was all fluff interviews. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we just, as a band, we tried to hide our dirty laundry, and most of our dirty laundry was me. So we didn't try to hide it. We just didn't publicize it.
Right.
We just didn't tell people. Oh yeah, Jeff's in rehab, Jeff's in jail, Jeff's in whatever. We just didn't publicize it. We actually kept it to ourselves. It was our family. It was our family business.
Right.
And that's how we treated it.
Well, that makes complete sense. I mean, that's the way it was back then. It's like, I mean, what's it like now? Now that you guys are apart, and hearing some of the stuff come out, and hearing a couple people do interviews here and there, and obviously the Cinderella question always comes up with them, and some of that internal stuff does get outside. I mean, how does that make you feel now?
Well, the only time our family business is publicized is when I say something.
Right.
I think I read it recently, in the past few months, an interview with Tom, and he was asked if Cinderella would ever tour again or make a record. That's a joke. But I think he alluded very vaguely to an inter-band conflict that has been going on a long time and has not been resolved. And I knew, I could, he was so vague, but me reading it was like, oh, he's talking about me.
Right.
Obviously he's talking about me. So I get it. Now I understand why he doesn't return my calls. And I don't blame him. I understand. And he's been the major talent of Cinderella all this time, and he deserves to be solo. He not deserves to be solo, but I mean, it was inevitable for him to go solo. He's just one of those guys, lead singer, main songwriter, that it's inevitable that he should go solo and basically dump the dead weight.
Well, yeah, but still, I mean, it's like with you guys. I mean, his solo band is great. I mean, there's no denying that. But it's like with you guys, there's a few bands you can say. It's like when you have that classic core together. I mean, look at the original Kiss. There was a magic to it. With Cinderella, there was a magic to it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, as far as the music.
Yeah.
And the live show.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to take away from that.
Oh no.
I feel fortunate to have been a part of that, or have contributed to that, because I think I helped.
Right.
I mean, I don't discount anything I did. I believe I helped in the success of Cinderella. Yeah, I mean, I know what my contribution was. It could have been bigger. I wish I wrote more songs. I mean, I definitely could have done more and partied less.
Right. So that basically does stem back to the
absolutely. I take responsibility for my part in this whole situation.
And that's a big statement on your end, because some people don't.
Oh no, I believe me. I know. I rode his coattails for long enough. You know? I mean, the man is the most talented man I've ever met, and has been the biggest influence on me in my career and in my life. So, I have no complaints. He should do what he wants. He should tour solo, continue to do that, and all I can do is wish him the utmost success. He deserves more success than what he gained with Cinderella.
So I mean, is that? I mean, say you were talking about this earlier, but does that mean that you're pretty much done with music in general?
I have no idea.
You're still gonna do like studio shit, but that's it. You're done.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm pretty much done playing music. I mean, I can't. Like I said, I can't do it on a high school level anymore.
Right.
I mean, with Cinderella, we have crew.
Mm-hmm.
We have bus drivers. We have buses and trucks and all. I wake up, I go on stage, I do my thing. On the level that I've been doing it for the past few years, I just don't have it in me anymore.
Yeah.
I can't travel in a van with trailers and hump my own gear until 4 in the morning, and it's just too hard.
Has there been offers?
I enjoy cooking more.
Right. But has there been offers like we're talking about Eric, who's he's out with Bret Michaels right now. Has there been offers on that level?
Is it? I'm sorry, I didn't understand the question.
Have there been offers to you on that level where like a band like Bret Michaels, for instance, hey Jeff, why don't you come play with us? Has anybody contacted you at all about anything like that?
Nope.
All right, well, there you go.
Nope.
It's honest answer. What can you say?
I wouldn't rule it out.
Right.
Barring any more, bites to my hand from a cat.
Fucking cats.
I wouldn't rule it out, but on that level, it's just too hard anymore.
Oh yeah, that's
and my like I said, my passion is with cooking.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think part of the reason that I'm opening up to you about my history and all that, I think my history or my my reputation precedes me.
Okay.
I think I haven't been offered some things because, quite frankly, the word is out that I'm a fucking drunk.
Right.
Have you heard that?
No.
Okay, I think some people have. I know in my Nashville community, I've heard that. So, it is what it is.
Right.
I'm not trying to make excuses or even correct it. I'm just trying to move on with my life.
And that's all you can really do. How much did you learn from, actually how much did, the experience of doing the solo record and whatever success or not success it had, how much did that, kind of weigh into the decision as well?
Oh my God, it didn't weigh in at all.
Okay.
Well, maybe after a couple years, but no.
Right.
No, I told you when Tom put out a solo record, our tour manager, Larry Moran, said, it's time for you, because I have been threatening to make a solo record for years.
Uh-huh.
When it came up that Tom was putting out his record, Larry came to me and said, you know Larry,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Very good friend.
Larry Moran.
Yeah.
He said, now's the time. I will get you a record deal with Rat Pack. Do it. So between him and my wife, Debbie, I was like, I was on the spot. Basically, do it.
Right.
So I took all these songs that I had demoed that were not like Cinderella songs. They were either too heavy or too sappy.
Right.
Basically, or too Zeppelin-y. I don't know.
Gotcha.
So I basically spent I mean, I went in the studio probably like a month or two later and started recording that record. And it was probably the coolest experience. I was like, if I'm going to make a solo record, it's going to be a true solo record in the vein of Paul McCartney.
Right.
When the Beatles broke up, Paul McCartney went in the studio and made a record by himself. He played all the instruments. He produced it. He wrote it. He did everything. I was like, that was my dream. So I went in the studio with all songs that I wrote. I produced it, and the only thing I didn't play was drums because I suck at playing drums. On top of the fact that I like really good drummers.
Right.
So I got Troy Lucetta from Tesla, and I got Christopher Williams, who is now in Accept. Just an amazing fucking Nashville drummer, and I think I recorded the record that I wanted to record. I produced it, put it out on Rat Pack. I got critical acclaim at first and got on a few random charts, but it didn't really sell. It didn't sell enough to even, make back what I paid for it.
Right.
I offer it on my website. Rat Pack still sells it. RatPackRecords.com, and I think it's still available on Best Buy. But I sell it on my website, JeffLaBar.com, or I sell the CD autographed with an 8x10 autographed with a couple signature picks for like real cheap, But beyond that, it really didn't do as well as I thought it might. But I'm still proud of it.
Yeah, you should be.
You know the CD, right?
Yeah, I own it, of course.
Okay, just for anybody who's still listening. Anybody who's still listening.
Let's see where we're at right now.
It's called One for the Road, and it's available on RatPackRecords.com or JeffLaBar.com. JeffLaBar.com, you get like I said, autographed 8x10 and some signature picks.
There you go.
Whee!
And we
There
have.
I go.
I have I got some comments here from Jeff Jacobus from the Monsters of Rock Cruise family. Says, this is an awesome interview, so honest, total respect. You are an amazing musician and person, Jeff. 100% support from me.
Oh, cool. I appreciate that.
Yeah. He's a good guy. He's a pervert, but he's a good guy. Well, dude, I honestly appreciate your honesty. It means a lot to me. I mean, as a friend, but obviously, as somebody who fucked the show, that's obviously I wasn't looking for anything that deep, but I appreciate it, man. I think everybody else appreciates the honesty too.
Hey, I didn't know I was going to go that deep either.
Well, you know what? It
just happened. It just happened, and it was cathartic to me, for me.
Good. Well, I have to get my ass to Nashville is what I do. We can cook for each other. I haven't been there yet.
Oh boy, you come to Nashville, it's game on.
Hell yes. I'll make you my Jamaican brown stew chicken mod. It's a glorious thing. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff LaBar, dude, thank you so much for coming on. Please don't be a stranger. Keep in touch.
Oh, no.
Good luck with school and all that shit. And we'll talk to you soon, man.
Cool, I'll keep you posted on my school.
All right, man. I look forward to it.
All right, buddy. You take care of yourself.
You take care, too, man. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. There we go. Jeff LaBar. Wow. Deep interview. deep interview. I did not expect that, man. I did not expect that at all. I just wanted to catch up and see how he was doing and all that kind of stuff. So that brings another effing podcast to a close.
Yeah.
I had to get another Pat Fontaine laugh in there, just because. And yes, a Courtney.
Body time.
So there you go. Cue the outro music. Make sure you hit up the Facebook page, facebook.com/user/Izzy Presley. Follow on iTunes, follow on Spreaker, follow on that good shit. Not sure who's going to be on the show next week, but of course, there will be one. Not going to be one during the Monsters Cruise, but there will be one recorded on the Monsters Cruise. You want to donate to the show, izzy.presley@gmail is your PayPal. We'll see you all. Make sure you hit up the Twitter machine, Izzy_Presley, on my quest for 1 million followers. Go to jefflabar.com, buy a record, get all that shit from him, and go eat at his food truck when he opens it after school. See you guys tomorrow night. Mindless Sports Babble with me and the great Babu. Yes, it is true. I do, in fact, love you all.